When we get the opportunity to look back at what the Wallabies did on the weekend, Shawnee, we can see a couple of things that I think are obvious that we've got to work on. The breakdown work was said at half-time. We said it in the commentary. It's pretty obvious for the Wallabies that they were battling. This is the first breakdown of the game, Hurlsy, and, you know, you just look at the inaccuracy, I guess. First back rower there, misses the mark.
I think straight away it's just height. You dip too late there for net heading. And I remember seeing that thinking straight away that we're going to miss that breakdown because there was a 5 metre gap between McMahon and his clean out.
Sekope Kepu there on the left probably missed the target, right? Got suckered in at taking the wrong target.
But even that, Sekope's the prop and our second rowers have stayed back there. You know, I would assume second rowers get out of the scrum earlier on that.
That's right. They should have been there. And it just sort of reflected in the game. And when we don't have a functioning set piece, you want to be able to then maintain continuity through using the ball, and we just couldn't do that. And again, even in the back line, we saw a couple of issues that also presented themselves. And, you know, this is a example, Mertz, and I just want to talk about maybe the backline shape here. I think Tavita Kurandrani runs a poor line here for starters. And then, because they waste him as a decoy, he then doesn't get back to the breakdown. Watch Tavita.
Yeah, absolutely. You're taking out no defender as well. Like, everything you do has got to be with a purpose, whether you're running a dummy line, whether you're running a proper line. And also, you've got to be running it with the intention that if it's on to get the ball given to you, you're in a position to take it. And I don't think they were there. And, you know, that's just a little bit of pre-planning and pre-structuring, which I think goes against how you want to play rugby and react to what the defence is doing. Yeah,
and I think the intention was for the Wallabies to try to play, and they really wanted to play, and we love that. And you know, I was happy with what they tried to do. We can see it here. But it was just that little bit of detail of worrying about the first job, Drew. And here's a winger, Henry Spate, in that first row. Watch Henry again. He's nearest man there, him and Michael Hooper, and he backs out, right?
Yeah, I mean, going into that, they would say that ball carrier plus one back and a loose forward. So Tavita's taking it in, Hoops is there, and Henry probably should be going through it on that clean.
That's the greatest clean out you'll ever see from Michael Hooper. One-man clean out and belts it. Another one, Izzy Folau on the decoy run. Sean McMahon, the back rower, out there at the breakdown. Sean backs out.
Yeah, it's just, I think, just a few of those guys there where Sean could accelerate into that breakdown, but also I think Izzy could probably adjust his line. Once that offload's not on, he could readjust and just get through behind the man. And so just that small little pieces of detail that can have a huge impact on the outcome.
Yeah, and it was just those little things. I mean, this is just the difference between understanding what's absolutely critical and then trying to play a wide and expansive game. But it's always critical to look at what's happening in front of you, react to the situation. If you've got to hit the breakdown, you've got to hit the breakdown because you've got to win the ball.
They said at half-time, Adam Coleman said just like they got told the type of clean-out they were deciding to make. That was one of the issues, whether they could try and roll them off or blow them out.
Yeah, and here we look at the defence, and this was something which I think Argentina will look at as an opportunity. They can play up the middle. And what I saw from our defenders, Hoylesy, were that first man, that pillar defence, whatever you want to call it, 10, 20, 30, doesn't matter. That first man off the edge of the breakdown was just a little bit wide.
We showed the exact same thing in Dunedin with Scotty Seo after 4 really good phases of defence, just half a second off. And Creevy this weekend, the Argentinian hooker, he's the best in the world at this. They'll take us right through the middle. Yeah,
and it is a feature of their game, Mertz, that they can use that little short passing game if you get wide. And just watch here on the blind side again, it's just balancing up how we're doing, what we're doing in defence. Tatafu Pilota now. There's nobody else coming on the blind, so there's no defenders to mark. Has to just tighten up a fraction.
Yeah, no, and they're very good at flooding the area. They see a weakness, the Argentinians. They're very physical. They go very direct. They did have the All Blacks in trouble this week, and I don't want to scare you guys, but I've got to say, the Pumas will be looking at it like we've got through South Africa and New Zealand. We've limited the damage. The Wallabies are the game we're targeting. There we go.
Yeah.
Vamos.
I'll tell you what you can't fault was the effort in defence of some of those guys. To see Michael Hooper and these guys actually get back to work their scramble defence was unbelievable. Best I've seen.
Yeah, I think some of that stuff in and around the rucks could be a result of the first couple of weeks being short on the edge. So they're really conscious there to have the spacing and the width you know, on the outside, so we get the numbers when they do go wide.